Hello, everyone. So, today I want to talk about which of the MBTI types is most likely to be religious. So, let's get started. So, like anything, there are a massive amount of factors which can go into making somebody religious, as well as leading someone to question religion or not be religious. But I think there might be some overlap between type and preference for religion, and hope through making this video, I can highlight the principles which might cause overlap between type and preference for religion. So, let's get started. Um, okay, so first I have the ISTJ. And like all SJ types, really, the ISTJ likes order, structure, and tradition, and they try to apply that philosophy in building their lives. And based on how the world is organized right now, they might find religion and religious institutions to help fill that void. And because of that, they might embrace religion if it is in their lives and approaches them organically, or if someone in their circle is religious. So I'm gonna put them at the top. Okay, next we have ISFJ. Um, a lot of the things which would draw an ISTJ to religion, I think, would also apply to the ISFJ. Like the ISTJ, they like structure and order and tradition, and religion would provide a good framework for checking a lot of those boxes and could give them some direction in life. So, because of that, I'm going to also put them in S. Okay, next we have the ESTP. And I want to do the ESTP and the ESFP together because I think a lot of the same rationale will apply to both of them. So, and I can just discern the differences as we go along. So I think these types being likely to develop their intuition function later, as it is their inferior function, might result in a tendency to attribute different events as evidence of religion if it is institutionalized. Although I think the ESFP might find the narratives and meaning religion provides to be more positive and more beneficial. And with that, the ESFP's use of introverted thinking might make them more likely to criticize religion or question it. Um, so because of that, I'm going to put the ESTP in B and the ESFP in A. Let's do the INTJ next. So the INTJ will likely question religion when it is presented to them, as they have a tendency to look and question, comb through the logic of ideas they're presented with. Um, and so that could be a make or break for them initially, but I do think they might find the themes religion provides and the morals and lessons to be interesting and see the philosophical value in it perhaps. So I'm going to put them in C. Okay, let's do the INFJ. So, like the INTJ, the INFJ usually has a tendency to question and debate most of the ideas they interact with. Um, that being said, INFJs seem naturally inclined to want to organize people around belief systems and narratives, and INFJs seem to care about constructing a coherent worldview. Um, Definitely more than other types, I think. So because of that, I think there's a tendency that maybe they could go in the direction of religion as it provides an outlet for some of those things. Although I can definitely see their nature of questioning things and their desire to have logical consistency being an inhibitor to going in that direction. Um, so I guess I would say that I would see an INFJ being more of a religious leader or prophet than a normal religious follower if it came down to it. But yeah, I wouldn't put them at the bottom of this list either. So I'm gonna put them in C as well. Okay, next we have the ISFP. So ISFPs tend to be very adamant about the things they do having meaning, and they may find religion as a means of giving them that meaning. And I feel ISFPs are very big on using their NI to explore more theory and abstract ideas, and things that their FI is interested in, but they can expand on it with their NI. So because of that, um, and because I think religion might provide narratives and themes to their lives which they I think they'd be higher on this list. As well as it maybe explaining more abstract parts of their world. So I'm gonna put them in B. Okay, next we have the INFP. So this type might generally see religion as being like too bold in trying to enforce values on somebody, or they might see religion as um, requiring too much inherent acceptance of certain things without much like questioning or reflection on them in regards to like the logic of religion and like the values it wants you to live your life by. So they might find like the lack of questioning those values to be problematic. Although I think they might find the stories and themes of religion interesting or helpful in understanding life or interpreting their own life and the meaning of their life, and just good guidance for understanding philosophy and like just direction generally. So, um, but regardless, I think they'd probably be more inclined to create their own narrative and values to live by. Although I definitely think they could like incorporate parts of religion into that. They might prefer to do that, um but I don't know for sure. Okay, I'm gonna put them in. I'm gonna put them in C. Okay, next we have the ESFJ. So, like the other SJ types, the ESFJ would probably find some structure and order that religion provides to be helpful, um, as well as the community it provides. But that being said, they do seem to be the most laid back and like willing to be open minded of the SJ types. So I think they might be the least likely of those types to like be like you know directed in the direction of religion. Um, yeah, I guess like they don't seem to need like a as much of a rigid worldview to feel like safe and confident and like going about their lives as like the IJ types sometimes. So I'm gonna put them in A. Okay, next we have the ENFJ. So the ENFJ is interesting because religion might act very differently with each of its functions. Um, So I think their high introverted intuition would probably lead to a very thorough questioning of religion as well as an exploration of its themes and narratives. Um, Although I think the imbalance of extroverted feeling and introverted thinking might make them more interested in religion as it can provide like a path and identity for them. Um, Something I think they might feel less comfortable finding on their own relative to like an INFJ. So I'm gonna put them in. Uh, mm, I'll go. I'll go B. Okay. ESTJ. So, religion might appeal to their extroverted thinking, introverted feeling and balance, as it often provides instructions of like tangible things that one can do to live by certain morals. And I think ESTJs would like that framework. So, yes, so religion would make it easier for them to actualize their inferior introverted feeling. That being said, I think their high T might um, be tempted to like you know, address like the logical inconsistencies perhaps of religion. Um, Although yeah, I don't know if that would be as likely. So I'm gonna put them in S. Okay, ENTJ. Uh, so they'd probably be quick to try to understand the reason and logic of religion, and that might mean there's an overall greater chance of becoming skeptical of religion. Um, I don't think they would be as inclined to explore the themes of religion as other types, but I think they might enjoy trying to find the utility of it. So I'm gonna put them in C. Okay. Um, let's do the ISTP next. So I think the ISTP would be interested in questioning like the logical framework religion provides, and because of that, they might be skeptical. Um, and it might also be hard to integrate into their worldview because I think ISTPs are pretty adamant about creating like a coherent worldview. Um, and they might just be too pessimistic generally to enjoy and appreciate religion. I don't know. Like the high introverted thinking types tend to approach things like that, so that might be contradictory to them. I'm gonna put them in B. Okay, so next we have the INTP. They would probably do a thorough analysis of religion and try to like pick it apart and see like the inconsistencies of it. Um, they might appreciate some of the themes and some of like the ideas it talks about and the narratives it provides, but I think them being somewhat like pessimistic in their worldview, it might make religion hard to resonate in their minds, or it might be hard for religion to resonate in their heads. So I'm going to put them towards the bottom of this list. Okay, next we have the ENTP. So, like the INTP, the ENTP is very likely to approach religion with skepticism and try to logically analyze it. And they may find some of the themes interesting, but they will probably prefer to make their opinions with like lot more logical patterns and be more skeptical of like the approaches religion takes. They might also suffer from some of the same pessimism as like the INTP, although I think it might manifest a little differently in them. I think it would still affect them the same. I'm gonna put them in D. Okay, last but not least, we have the ENFP. I think like some of the other types, like some of the high introverted feeling types, they might find like the themes and narratives religion provides to be helpful, and perhaps appreciate the structure it provides. Although I feel they may be frustrated with the limited answers provided by religion relative to the questions they have for it. Um, and because of that, they still might be pretty skeptical of religion. Um, and just see it as kind of absurd, maybe. But I think like relative to the ENTP, they might appreciate it more. So I'm gonna put them in C. Okay, thanks for watching.